Okay. Trying to get comfortable. Hello, today we're going to talk about my first ever shrooms trip. So, I've only done marijuana. I've only smoked weed plenty of times before, plenty of times. So, curiosity killed the cat. Wanted to try something still like not completely weird or like out of this world, but something still, you know, decent, I guess. But just not cocaine, basically. You know, nothing in a lab, nothing crazy, nothing out of this world, nothing weird, nothing that was gonna give me any weird addictive feelings, thoughts, anything, just nothing crazy, okay? So I wanted to leave this trip and then like come back to the real world and be like, oh, I can do that again, but like not a lot, you know, or like, oh, I can't live without it. So I wasn't alone. My best friend was the trip sitter. Yeah, she was the trip sitter. But I had two other friends who did, you know, like 0.5 or 1.5 grams, and then like the other person, they did 1 gram. I did a lot of research going into this or prior to doing this, because yeah, I just, you know, excuse me, to work that day. And I ate like half a piece of fish, like tilapia, in the morning time, and maybe like a tangerine or something stupid. Maybe whatever I ate, and then probably drank some water, and that was pretty much it. I worked from like 11 to like 4 o'clock that day. And then I went to go see my friends, because we did it at their apartment. We ate them. Well, they ended up eating like a banana or something small before they took theirs. I didn't eat anything, like honestly, like I like whole kept reading that like, yeah, it's gonna be stronger if, you know, you don't eat anything beforehand. So I didn't eat anything. Okay, and then about 30 minutes into, or wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. We took them, and I still did not want to eat, at least until I started feeling something, because I was like, I'm not wasting my like hard-earned money and then I don't feel anything. And a lot of people kept saying like, yeah, you'll feel like the effects hit harder when you know, do it on an empty stomach. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until I feel the effects before I finally do eat for the day. So at like maybe the 15-minute mark, mind you, we took this around like 6 p.m. Around the 15-minute mark. Around the 15-minute mark is when we started to kind of feel something. Like, okay, I think my stomach more so was kind of feeling like, ugh, like, okay, like I don't know, like I felt like my body, like it just definitely different from when you smoke weed and it's like, oh, like I'm high, you know, whatever. But this was like, ooh, like it's almost like you're like running through the jungle like door, but like, you know, like you get out eventually, you know. Can you not bring this toy over to me if that's what you're doing? You can't be the star and then I'd be the star too. Well, we can both be the star, but you can't be the main star. You can't have the leading role. You can just be the co-star. But yeah, so I don't even know what I left off on. Oh, so one of my friends already previously had a headache. I feel bad because I told them not to eat previously if they wanted to feel it. I don't know. Like, I just shouldn't have told them. I feel bad because one had a headache previously to doing this. So, friend one said that, you know, they started to feel like their body, like, you know, the little body high you kind of get, you know, whatever. The other friend who had like the second highest, they took 1.5. They experienced like kind of the same thing, like, okay, around the 30-minute mark. Those little floorings that like are kind of like, you know, a little wavy, like the brown, like the wooden floors that that little shit that be having like the little weird looking faces inside of it, that type of wood. So those like design patterns were like kind of moving back and forth, are like, I don't know how to edit, but if I figure out how to, yeah, that's what it was looking like. Like it was like, yeah, you know, within the first 30 minutes, we were kind of in a dark room with some LED lights on, so it was like brighter, but I feel like I didn't really notice the lighting of the room change or get brighter for like a while. Like I feel like I'll explain that in a second. So basically about like maybe 45 minutes into it, we all started like experiencing like very moist eyes. Like for me at least, it felt like I had like sneezed down my eyeballs, but not literally sneezed. It was just my eyes were wet. Like, I mean, I was like crying basically, but like not literally crying. So we all equally did experience that. So we were like, okay, let's turn on the Boondocks. And by this point into it, like, you know, of course we're just sitting down watching it. So I ate and I was sitting there eating. Shit was so funny. I had to tell them to pause it. Like everything was funny. Everything was just like you do honestly just feel like a big old child again. Hi baby, excuse me. But yeah, you feel like a big child again. So I was like dying laughing at the episode we were watching. So I was like, pause this please, because if not, I'm going to choke on this chicken tender and die from how funny this is. And then I was also already feeling effects of something I had never felt before. Yeah, it's kind of intense. Like it felt like I was going through like waves of like different realizations of like, okay, like yeah, this is too much. Like, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, it's pretty chill. Like it'll be over soon. Like I was basically talking myself out of like feeling like I was having a bad, because I'm thinking like, okay, either this junk is laced or like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, but I used to do that when I first ever started smoking marijuana, and it was like very strong. And it's just me not knowing that this is what it feels like. So this was new. I found it better to kind of like be on my back and look up at the ceiling for some reason. Like it felt like I had entered some alternate universe of some sorts. Like I've said this before, but I felt like Dr. Strange. Like I felt like I was going through that little what's it called, the little kaleidoscope thing. I don't even know what was going on. I don't remember, but I remember what I was feeling. But I'm saying in the movie, I don't remember. It just felt like I was just in a different dimension. Like I was like, it felt like the upside down Stranger Things type. Like it feels like you're not, like you feel like yourself, but it definitely feels like you're part of some other universe, maybe possibly. Like I felt the same, but at the same time I kept wanting like the best for everyone. Dang, that sounds like I don't want the best for everyone when I'm not in that, you know, headspace. No, want the best for everyone, but it's like it was a different type of like, dang, like I hope this person is good. I was crying for any and everyone I could think of in my life. Mom, brother, sister, like just people I don't even talk to, just random folks. It did feel fine, maybe like about an hour and a half or so. But then I realized, I was like, okay, I'm fine, but at the same time, I would like to go home. So I had ended up calling my boyfriend, and I instantly started crying when he picked up, because I was like, okay, I don't know why I'm crying, but like, it was nice hearing your voice, you know, like hearing you and be like, are you okay? And stuff like that. That was kind of sweet. Like it felt nice to feel wanted. Damn, that also sounds like he doesn't want me, but he does. Like it was the feeling of like hearing a familiar voice, but it was like, wow, I really love this person. So yeah, come and get me, you know? So another thing I noticed, I kept forgetting that I called him to come get me. So we sat there having conversations, but it was like, I don't know, like he was like the last thing on my mind. So when he would call or text, I instantly get kind of happy again or whatever and be like, oh yeah, I forgot that I called you to come get me. So this is gonna be a common trend as I go on in this story. I just keep forgetting shit. Like, I'd be like, oh, I forgot I, was talking about this, or that I was doing this. I couldn't finish sentences, kind of how I'm doing now. I couldn't finish sentences. Like, I kept changing from one thought to another thought. Like, my mind is just... So I get in the car, and for some, like, okay, it really does feel like, Peanut, you are so cute. It feels like you're kind of like in a movie of sorts, because he's sitting there, as he does, one hand, as guys tend to do. So it just felt like, I don't know I can't even explain it. Like, for me at least, it felt like I was in a damn action movie or some shit. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about, but it just, I was just talking about random shit that whole ride. Like, there was no central topic or anything, because I kept I would start on one thing and then instantly start talking about a whole nother thing. And then I kept saying, it's not gonna make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. But see, I love that little line though, because one of my friends, the one with the headache, actually, he didn't really feel anything. I feel like his headache kind of ruined it. But even before I left them, I was like, y'all, this is not making sense to y'all, but this is what I'm going through. Like, it's not gonna make sense. And he was just like, well, I mean, it's not supposed to make sense to us, but it's supposed to make sense to you. So I'm holding on to that. I'm gonna live by that now. Like, yeah, that's pretty much what was going through my head, even in the car. Like, okay, I know none of this is gonna make sense to him, and I know I look crazy to him and sound crazy to him, but it makes sense to me. And I am very much aware and here within myself, but... Bill, this has been a nice experience.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Not even just that. Like, this has just been a nice experience. And if you know what I'm saying. But now this I'm gonna keep to myself. I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, obviously it's recording. It's gonna make sense to me, and it's not meant to make sense to you. Obviously, that's what Kenny said. He said it's meant to make sense to me, but it doesn't have to make sense to y'all. That's really what the world is.
What did you say?
I don't know. It's like, see, it doesn't have to make sense to you.
I didn't hear you.
At the same time, I'm kind of not. But yeah, so we're driving home, and it's like every pedestrian almost. I'm like, oh, be careful, don't hit them. I hope they're doing good in their life, like just well-being and all that. I don't even know who you are, but I hope you're doing good. Okay, I'm okay is what I'm saying. So don't ask questions that would point to me not being okay. But I'm saying for you to be okay, to be safe. Okay, watch out from him. I want him to be okay too.
Ooh.
That guy that you just passed on the sidewalk. The way that I noticed, it was a guy there. He was wearing black. He was a Hispanic guy.
You know his ethnicity?
Wait. Yeah, so we get home. Yeah. You can't see me?
I mean, I heard it in your voice. I was like, I thought you were just about to cry. I was like, that's why I was looking at you like, why are you crying?
Get me in the house. And my cat. Hello. You are so cute and so sweet. So I just kept telling her that, and you look so surprised by me saying all this. I kept telling her that, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you're yourself. I want you to keep being you, and da 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 da, blah 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 blah. Also, I should add that my friend had one of those little pins with the THC oil. So I did take like a hit or two, about an hour and a half after taking the shrooms. So I was kind of feeling effects from that, as well as still I think at this point I kind of plateaued, the plateau that you may or may not hear about. I don't know. This is just a story time. This is not really like an informative video on like, oh, do this, because I really don't know what to do. But yeah, so I got home and we were gonna roll up. Mind you, I'd been on a tolerance break from like actual like stuff since like maybe early. Well, let me not say that because I can't remember. I was on tolerance break though, so let me just put that out there. But yeah, so got home and okay, I have this journal here. I've been journaling literally every single day since the year started. Like, keep this up and we're not gonna stop it. It's gonna keep going for the rest of the year. Hopefully these videos do as well, but who knows, because I'm very anxious and shy. So there's that. Could not write for the life of me in this notebook, not once. I had like a color for when to write in for when I am like high, but it don't matter because I was like, I'm not going to use this color no time soon if I'm on a break, But yeah, so I was like, okay, perfect timing, I'm like not within myself. And I could only write like one word, which was like, wow. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so like, actually I can just go to it. Okay, so it's January 5th, 2022. It says, wow, this is a really, what? It says, wow, this is a really, period, wow, period. Just know when you go back to read this, you'll be amazed, in all caps, Lord. Even I can tell by the writing that I was on something. But yeah, so I go home and boyfriend couldn't get on the game because I was like talking like nonstop, like because I couldn't write. Like I just like my mind was too fast paced, too much at once. Like, but also by this point I did feel better. Like my stomach and all that like was okay. Like it wasn't. I was past that uncomfortable phase, so I was at a point where I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can talk or whatever. I'm still aware. I'm still within myself. It's just I'm thinking like what do they call it? Your third eye. Like it just felt like my third eye was open because I'm being hit. Like it just like, it just felt like I was opening my eyes to certain things. Like I'm trying to think of something. See, it would have helped had I been able to write this down. This was also my first time, so it's just like I'm not really surprised, honestly, knowing myself. But yeah, so I was verbally thinking out loud to myself, like, when I come out of this, I still want to be like this, like very much caring of other people's thoughts, opinions, their well-being, just overall better person, hopefully better girlfriend, better friend. I texted a couple friends like, hey, I hope y'all are doing okay. Mind you, I am crying, yes. I hope y'all are doing okay and your well-being is fine and all of that, this, that, and the third. You can't do all of that. I have to see my writing. I had to lay down in the bed, kind of like upside down, facing the ceiling after a while because it felt better. I kept doing this thing, like I would talk to my boyfriend, like I would kind of like step forward to kind of I was very much aware within myself, like, but at the same time it's like you're fighting yourself to not be in the condition that you're in. So I would like step forward and be like, yeah, oh my God, I'm here. I understand everything you're saying. Like, I'm fine. Don't ask me if I'm okay because guess what? I'm okay. I'm fine. And then like I'd step back and then I'd be like, this feels really nice, but this is what's going on in the world. The earth is dying. We have a shortage. Like, just opening my eyeball to like a lot of stuff that I'm just world stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Well, I mean, it's important, but it's just like at this moment, I'm like, why is my mind thinking of that at such a fast pace, constantly changing the subject, constantly changing train of thought. I don't know why I couldn't write this down. Like I knew why. It was just too much. But I'm just like, I wish I had. But overall, 10 out of 10 trip. I would definitely do it again. Well, actually, I am going to do it again next week. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Also, okay, actually I do want to talk about this one because, so I have it color coded for what I'm feeling. But yeah, so red is angry, green is high, which my green pen is gone. I literally have not seen it ever since I came down from the shrooms the next day. But yeah, blue is sad, well, dark blue. Purple is anxious, orange bad mood, pink romantic. Regular black pen is just neutral, like just normal writing. If I'm not feeling anything specifically, I guess. Like this like sky blue color is excited or happy. I have this like darker pink is inspired, and then like this lighter purple is like bored. Like I'm bored and I have nothing else to talk about, but I'm just like, I need to make sure I write this every single day. Do I want to read this out loud? Because I don't even want him to hear it, and I know he can hear me out here. I gotta read this before I just read it out loud. It's pink. I wasn't even in like a romantic mood necessarily, but I felt the need to get it off my chest because when I came, things I felt when I came, let me talk about this probably first before I just get into just all of that. This is January 7th, so like 2 days after I took the shrooms. Hey, stay over there. About 2 days after, when I came out of it, we smoked a blunt actually, because we ended up buying for the first time. Like I said, keep in mind I had been on a tolerance break before, and anytime I did like maybe get high, or like the last time I got high, it was like off of a pen. So we rolled this time, and that junk tasted so bad. It smelled so bad, like I hated it. I mean, he tasted it too, so it wasn't just me or like the effect from the shrooms, because it just tasted awful, bad, just was repulsed. And I've always known that I'm like, I don't think I see myself smoking weed, honestly. Like, I'm not as interested on it. I could live without it, like, personally. Like, I was actually one of the last people in my group of friends to even start smoking. So that was one thing I definitely realized coming out of it, was that I'm like, I think I'm kind of done with at least rolling and all of that. And even then, previously, like I used like Rellos, so it's like previously I had already been kind of done with like just using Rellos. Like I'm like, can we use like something like paper, or I don't know, it just, something that's not got like stuff inside of it, I guess, already that you have to clean out, and then you have to do all this wiping, and then so I want to start using just a pen if I do smoke. Another thing I realized, I was, like I said, I had called him, my boyfriend. I was like, hey, come get me. Instantly started crying when I heard his voice, because he was like, are you okay? And I really realized, I was like, I really, really love him. Like, I really want to be with him. So I'm going to read this. I talked about how when I heard him answer the phone and how I started crying because of how gentle and concerned he sounded, Plus, he's my big baby. He's my big old baby. So I was just kind of worried about him. Like I said, I had like this sense or feeling, like constantly of feeling like worried for everyone and their well-being. Not just him, but just random folks in the world, like literally random people. Like I don't even know who these people are type people. But at some point, my highlight from all, at least the romantic aspect of it all, was he's like, Cam, I'm in love with you. And I was like, that's so cute. Like to be in love, not just like I love you, but you're in love with me. Like that's very precious. So that was like very much like a wow, like it opened my eyes. It was like, okay, like yeah, you're it. You're the one. You're kind of one. Yeah, I put in here. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wrote. Well, I mean, there's more, but I'm just, that's pretty much the gist of what I wrote as far as like the romantic stuff goes. But yeah, I came down, we smoked, and didn't really enjoy it. And it just felt like we had to force ourselves to smoke all of that. Like it just, but yeah, I'm gonna close this because I don't know what else to talk about. And it's too much anxiety going on within me. But this was a nice little video. It's been nice, like just talking to a camera, But yeah, so this was fun. Definitely gonna do this again. we're gonna leave now. So say bye, Peanut. Bye. Hi.